Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Utility Board meeting for the town of Cedar Lake to order at 6:42 p.m. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I get a roll call, please?
Robert Carnahan.
Here.
Julie Rivera. Here. Nicholas Recupero.
Here.
Chuck Becker is absent. Greg Parker.
Here.
Mary Jo Dixon.
Here.
Richard Field. Here. I am present. Benjamin Eldridge is absent. Tim Kubiak.
Here.
David Austin.
Present. Thank you. Consent agenda, item 1, minutes from the January 20th, 2026 meeting. Any questions?
No, sir.
Entertain a motion then to approve?
I'll second.
We have a motion to approve the minutes from January 20th by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Recupero. Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan.
Yes.
Julie Rivera. Yes. Nicholas Recupero.
Yes.
Greg Parker.
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon.
Yes.
Richard Field.
Yes. Motion carries 6-0. Moving on to new business. Item 1, Westside Sanitary Sewer Interceptor, Project 2, pay request number 4. Neil?
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a monthly pay request for Gatlin for items installed, materials stored on site, and that amount is $529,192.40.
Did you say 529?
Correct.
I thought you said 129.
529, 192.40.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, I just wanted to clarify that. Sounded like 129.
Anybody have any questions for Neil? Pretty self-explanatory.
Great.
All right. Anybody like to make a motion?
I make a motion to pay Gatlin Plumbing $529,192.40.
All right.
I'll second.
We have a motion to approve by Ms. Dixon, seconded by Mr. Recupero. Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan.
Yes.
Julie Rivera. Yes. Nicholas Recupero.
Yes.
Greg Parker.
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon.
Yes.
Richard Field.
Yes. Motion carries 6-0. Move on to reports. Fund report, clerk treasurer.
The cash and expenditure reports were previously sent out to you all.
All right, thank you. Item 2, consultants, staff reports, engineering, sanitary update, NEAS. Neil.
Thank you. Westside Sanitary Sewer Interceptor Project 2, there is going to be a short delay of a few weeks due to a NIPSCO utility relocation on Parish Avenue between 155th and up to 133rd. We had a meeting last week with Lake County Highway Department and NIPSCO regarding their MOT plan, and we expect Gatlin to be back to work within the next 2 to 3 weeks, depending on if NIPSCO meets all their targets. And if I was a betting man, I would not put a nickel on that. And that's not against NIPSCO, it's the challenges they have currently with their union issues.
Yeah.
So it may go 3 to 5 weeks, but they do have outside contractors they're working with that they claim will not necessarily negatively impact their schedule. But we are working with Lake County Highway Department versus our MOT plan for the project that was approved, and the utility county access agreement that we submitted back in early 2025 that the county is on. If we see any delays in that, I will absolutely keep you apprised of what that is expected. But the contractor's completion time is September 25th of 2026, and they are ahead of schedule, so I don't see any issues with that in terms of Gatlin's work being completed well prior to that.
Okay.
Project 3, as we discussed at the last meeting, we did get the soil boring report from AES. I discussed that with them. Everything's in fine order, and we are continuing to move forward on completion of design work for Project 3, and then we'll move forward with the IDEM permitting process, bring that back to you, get permission to move forward with IDEM signatures from town staff and the utility board.
quick question, Neil.
Yes.
I know that there was discussion in the past that we started calling this 3C. Will we just start referring to it as 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was A, B, and C, and what we looked at is the most, I guess you'd say from a bidding perspective, the responsible lowest price would be 3C, and it would serve the most residents or potential residents of the town moving forward.
Okay. I just was wanting it for clarification purposes so there's no confusion on.
Correct. So yeah, project 3 as it currently stands in its current configuration is what we had looked at as 3C.
Okay. Thank you.
And on here it's phase 3.
Yes.
So we're gonna call it something else?
It'll be 3, not 3C like what,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
You're
Phase
just
3,
dropping the
project
C.
3,
Yes.
however you want to
Yeah.
call it. It's the
Phase
same
3,
route.
project 3, it's the same.
All right.
All right, thank you, Neil. Any other questions for Neil? No. All right.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item 2, water update, Seabell. Kevin?
Hello, folks, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening. 2 items from me. Number 1, as you've known from the east side and the west side, the SCADA control systems have been up and running for a handful of months. Really, the next steps to take a look at the data that has been recorded on both sides of the lake to see, start to see the trends coming out of the winter season, getting into the spring season and summer. So we'll be taking a look and analyzing how that has been showing for the last handful of months and starting to ramp up for larger demands on both sides of the lake. So that's item 1. And item 2 is looking into all of the potential production well locations, trying to gather all information to make a decision matrix to be able to move forward on the appropriate steps forward for getting more production well and more facilities onto the west side. Tim, any other things you want me to touch upon?
Nope, nothing that I'm aware of.
I think that
Any
should be it
questions?
for now. Do you have the meeting set up with Water Department yet, or?
I do. I'm meeting with them on Thursday at 8:30 a.m.
Perfect, thank you. Any other questions for Kevin? All right, thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
I do have a question,
hold on.
actually, Mr. President. I know it's gonna start, to be asked by the residents, Kevin, but, are we still gonna have to proceed with the irrigation scheduling for 2026? Based off the data you have?
Based on the data we have, that was the intention to proceed with the restrictions that were in place from last year.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, we'll move on to item D, Director of Operations, Superintendent, Tim.
I don't have too much. We got some quotes, we're getting some prices together to service all the generators for the lift stations in town. We needed them for the evening the other day for the power outage that was for the night. The ones that we have worked well and did what they needed to do, so that was good. But we're coming up on the time to service them. And then also over in the Shades project over by Fairbanks and to the west to name of the road over there, and drawing a blank, but Edison, there was some, when they started the project, they did some milling, and there was coincidentally a sewer blockage there that we thought was from millings, but it ended up being just, there's some more bad clay sewer pipe in that area. We relined the pipes to the east last year by Fernwood and heading that way because they were in bad shape, so we're going to be looking, and we're going to get a couple quotes to reline a little bit more pipe over there. There's a couple pretty bad cracks and pieces that need to be done, and they're fairly deep. So we should have that here for you for the next meeting, some quotes to get that taken care of.
Okay. Any other questions for Tim? Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to Town Attorney.
No reports.
Item 3, update discussion, A, sewer rate increase. Sue,
Yes,
did we want to have any discussion on
what I was gonna do, we had, one item, that we are going to present on the May 19th meeting. for the system development charge update calculation. I will circulate the draft proposed for council questions after this meeting, unless there are, you want it done differently, and then we can publicly present it and discuss it at that meeting, and then start down that pathway. And keep in mind that the system development charge is not a charge that is charged to your existing customers. It is charged to the new customers coming on the line that put use the capacity on the system and need to pay for it, okay?
Good point, Sue. Sounds good. Thank you, Sue.
Thanks, Bob.
Does anybody have any other questions for Sue?
No.
All right, thank you. Thank you again, Sue.
You're
Item
welcome.
4, J-Mob report, we do not have anything new to update at this time.
And no meeting scheduled.
No meeting scheduled, that is correct, Bob.
And it's been last February of 2025, I think, was the last time we attempted a meeting.
That is correct. All right. Any other council discussion before public comment?
No, I don't have any.
All right, we'll move on to public comment for utility board. Second call, public comment for utility board. Third call. Anybody online here?
No one online.
All right, public comment portion is closed. Next meeting will be May 19th at 6:30 PM. Are we gonna take a quick recess?
If
Or
you guys like, we can take 5.
we're gonna take 5-minute recess before council.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Town of Cedar Lake Town Council meeting for April 21st, 2026. Would you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for an opening prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening.
Good evening. Let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Almighty, merciful, and loving God, we give you thanks for this day, for this is a day that you have made. We give thanks, Almighty God, for rising Christ from the tomb, for Christ is risen. Christ is risen indeed. Almighty God, we ask that you send your Holy Spirit this night to enliven the hearts and minds of the town council, that they may discuss, deliberate, and act in the best interest of Cedar Lake and our community. We ask all of this in the name of our risen Lord. Amen. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And, Father John, would you announce your church and that, so it gets recognition in the minutes and...
Sure.
That usually happens prior, I'm sorry.
Very Reverend John P. Kowalczyk Jr., I am the pastor at St. Michael the Archangel National Catholic Church in Cedar Lake. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This meeting is called to order at 7:04 p.m. Roll call, please, Ms. Sanford.
Robert Carnahan.
Here.
Julie Rivera. Here. Nicholas Recupedo.
Here.
Chuck Becker is absent. Greg Parker.
Here.
Mary Jo Dixon.
Here.
Richard Veal.
Here.
I am present. Ben Eldridge is absent. John Grushka.
Here.
Tim Kubiak.
Here.
Nick Mauger.
Here.
Mindy Ray. Here. David Austin.
Present.
Thank you, ma'am. Before we get started, I'd like to solicit a motion to amend the agenda to add an item under new business pertaining to the Cedar Lake Historical Association.
So moved.
I'll second it.
We have a motion made by Mr. Teal, seconded by Mr. Parker. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan.
Yes.
Julie Rivera.
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon.
Yes.
Greg Parker.
Yes.
Richard Veal.
Yes.
Nicholas Recupedo.
Yes, motion carries 6-0. That item will be discussed under new business. Thank you. Moving on to the consent agenda. Approval of minutes, January 6, 2026. 2 claims, all town funds, $346,576.42. Wastewater operating, $78,035.21. Water utility, $77,684.59. Stormwater, $8,988.11. Payroll 4/9/2026, $420,671.32. March remittances, $212,043.96. Donations, police monetary donation for equipment from Schilling, in the amount of $400. Police in-kind donation of Tesla wall connectors from GoEVIN from Ryan Lesick. K-9 monetary donation of $29 from Lisa Wilcox. 4 Tag Day Solicitation Day activity, Hanover Central High School cheer, September 19, 2026. And lastly, manual journal entries, March 1st, 2026 to March 31st, 2026. There a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. We've got a motion made by Ms. Rivera, seconded by Mr. Parker to approve. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This, in-kind donation, Tesla wall connection, what is that, connection for the Tesla vehicle that we're gonna get?
Yes, we got 2 charging stations and a stand to mount it on. So that's what we got.
And Ryan Lysek used to be on our storm board and...
Right, and he's there and he worked on the grant with us.
He helped you on the grant?
Yes.
Okay, and he, when he was our president, when we were trying to get stuff through NERC, he wrote all those grants for us too, and a little disappointed he's still not a member of one of our boards, but. And then, I just wanna lift up, some information on the claims. The garbage service for the month of March, the town paid out for all of our garbage service in the town, $137,335.12. That's what it costs to take care of everybody's garbage in town for the month of March. Just wanted to look that up.
Thank you, Bob. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Ordinances and resolutions. One, ordinance number 1528, meeting quorum rules. Attorney Austin, is this a single or two reading ordinance?
Two reading.
Two reading? Thank you, sir. Mr. Teal, would you mind reading this by title only, please?
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, ordinance number 1528, an ordinance establishing quorum voting requirements for boards, departments, and committees that are part of Cedar Lake municipal government, repealing all ordinances and town code sections or portions thereof, and conflict herewith, and all matters related thereto.
Thank you, sir. Attorney Austin, would you mind, giving us a little overview of this one, please?
This is codification of well-established rules of meetings and procedures, bringing the quorum rule into consistency with that in your town code.
Okay.
All our boards, commissions, and you included are required to follow those rules.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, sir. Any other questions or discussions on ordinance number 1528?
I don't see that in my package, that ordinance.
If you got yours last week, Bob,
Yeah,
it got added probably over the weekend.
all right, well, I haven't looked at it then.
Okay, fair enough.
No, I'm not gonna vote on it if I haven't looked at it.
Understood. Okay, so we have a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance number 1528.
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Ms. Dixon, seconded by Mr. Teal, to approve the first reading of ordinance number 1528. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
No,
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 5-1, and this item will be on the next town council agenda for consideration of adoption. Thank you. Number 2, resolution number 1391, a transfer resolution of funds during the budget year 2026. Floor is yours, Mr. Teal.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana. Resolution number 1391, a resolution authorizing appropriation transfers by the clerk treasurer for the following funds during budget year 2026.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Amber, please.
Council, these are for transfers within the general fund totaling $40,500. Within the town council department, that's $35,000 from line 121 group health to 341 property and casualty. Within the police department budget, that is $4,500 from line 112 full-time officers to line 119 PTO payout. And within the parks department, that is $1,000 from line 113 full-time admin to 119 PTO payout.
Thank you, ma'am. Any questions for Ms. Sandberg or any discussion?
I would just like to say I had in my leadership committee at Northwest Indiana Regional Planning, I asked them about insurance, and I came and talked to Jennifer today about insurance that the different agencies have, and she seems to be doing a lot better job here. She does an excellent job of securing an insurance company that carries us at the lowest possible premium that we can get, and I just want to commend her for that.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jennifer.
I do my best.
Thank you. Okay. So, looking for a motion to approve the transfer resolution. Do we have a motion? Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Teal to approve resolution number 1391. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Number 3, resolution number 1392, approving disposal of town-owned real estate located at 7115 West 128th Lane. Once again, Mr. Teal, by title only, please.
It's 92, right? Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, resolution number 1392. A resolution of the Cedar Lake Town Council authorizing and approving the disposal of town-owned real estate located at 7115 West 128th Lane in the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, and all matters related thereto.
Thank you, sir. So we've been doing these a little bit lately. It's a process we have to follow in order to dispose of, sell property.
Yes.
Attorney Austin, do you have anything to add? Yes, sir?
There are several different ways to implement these procedures. The item before you follows that procedure from the statute and how we acquired land here as a town. That trail is important for the law to be followed, and you're doing it.
Okay. Thank you. If there's no further discussion, is there a motion to approve resolution number 1392? Do we need it subject to any legal review? Or is it good to go?
You can do that if you like. I'm gonna do it anyway, probably. As
Okay.
recordings are coming on recordable instruments.
Okay. Very good. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
I'll let you do it.
Okay.
I'll second.
All right, very good. We have a motion made by Mr. Teal, seconded by Ms. Dixon to approve resolution number 1392. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Number 4, resolution number 1393, approving the disposal of town-owned real estate located at 7111 West 128th Avenue.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I'll make a motion to defer this item because it's not ready.
Okay.
I'll second.
A motion made by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Teal to defer this item. Would it be the next meeting, or would we need some time?
We're gonna need some time. There was supposed to be, additional parcels, that would have been landlocked by this one that did not get included. And so until we get the appraisals on those, adjoining parcels, depending on the time of that, I don't think we can really set a specific 30, 60, 90 day.
Okay, very good. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Number 5, resolution number 1395, approving the disposal of town-owned real estate located at 6800 and 6802 West 131st Place. Mr. Teal, please.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, resolution number 1395. A resolution of the Cedar Lake Town Council authorizing and approving the disposal of town-owned real estate located at 6800 and 6802 West 131st Place in the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, and all matters related thereto.
Thank you, sir. Well, same thing we just went through on number 3, just different address. So is there a motion to approve? Is
I'll make that motion.
there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Motion made by Ms. Dixon, seconded by Ms. Rivera to approve resolution number 1395. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Moving on to old business, acceptance of cash bond. Let me get my bearings here. Cash bond in the amount of $75,223.50 for CWK in Cedar Lake LLC, which is Jets Pizza and Wingstop. This item is deferred from April 7th, 2026 Town Council meeting. 2023-04 Jets Pizza and Wingstop. Petitioner Stephen Colbert, 828 Davis Street, Evanston, Illinois, 60201. Owner CWK Properties, Cedar Lake LLC, 7949 West 79th Street, Bridgeview, Illinois. Parcel ID 45-15-28-105-001.000-014. The property being in the vicinity of 10833 West 133rd Avenue in Cedar Lake, Indiana. This item was deferred last month. Attorney Austin, you good to go?
I've looked at it. It's unusual. We don't normally do this in our town, but it will work.
And we did it with Surf Internet.
We don't do it often, Bob.
No, but it's another means.
That's right.
So basically, it's just to protect town-owned property
It is,
during the...
and there's cash. We're holding cash. Jennifer hangs onto that cash.
Instead of a bond.
Okay.
Right.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion to approve made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Teal. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Fuchs?
Yes.
Nicholas Rocupido?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. New business. The first item will be the item we added to the agenda earlier, which is the Cedar Lake Historical Association. They've requested a letter of support for a roof grant. Jimmy, would you mind coming up and just introduce yourself and let us know what the ask is, please?
Yes, I am Jimmy Law, the president of the Cedar Lake Historical Association. So this ask, first of all, thank you for the last time we worked with you guys on the last grant. To be clear, that cleared us up to go for this grant. So this is a $100,000 grant through the Indiana Historical Association. Julie's already kind of talked to them on the specifics of the grant, and they feel that this is a strong grant application to them. We've worked many, many years with this organization to actually be invited to apply for grants at this level. So it's been my experience with the Historical Association, a lot of stuff we do, nothing against you guys, but granting agencies, whenever municipalities are involved, they get a little bit nervous. They want to make sure that the municipality is on board, that the money is going to us, and that it's going to be spent on what they're given to. So that's the request of the letter of support, just saying that, yep, you guys support us in this action, and that you're going to work with us to see the grant through completion. Of course, we're not asking for any money from you guys. It's just the cooperation, making sure that we have what we need from the town in order to complete it.
What are you going to do with it?
Replace the roof on the museum.
Okay, we did that when I was president.
Yep.
And,
Yeah, so Julie, we're spending about $1,000 a year on shingle replacement, so, and I remember that, Bob, but I think that was like, was that 15 plus years ago?
Yeah, and we got a roofing company that did it, just so they could keep their employees working for like $24,000, and all the others wanted like 40 back then, and.
Yeah.
And then we found out on the north side of the building there wasn't any boards, and we had to end up spending more money to put boards on.
Yep, and I know, I was thinking that too. I was like, man, it feels like yesterday we just got that roof done.
It just seemed, but they say they only last 15 to 20 years.
Yeah, and I'm afraid with just, being on the lake and getting those high winds, we're losing shingles every year, so.
Okay. All right, thank you, Jimmy.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Any other questions for Mr. Lod? Tim's got one.
I guess I just have a question. What will you be needing from the town? Like, that's a general statement, but what are you?
I'm talking permitting, all that kind of stuff. I'm assuming you guys are gonna, want us to pull permit or whatever like that. So, I would assume, basically when we get down to it and we hire the contractor and we're to say, hey, we're gonna do this, we're working through whatever permitting or, time frame that we need to complete the project, just, on board at that. So,
Yeah, I think all you're seeking is just a letter from us supporting your request for a grant.
Right,
Like that's,
right.
I think that's all.
So, I don't mean to obscure it too much, I'm just saying, like, of course, if we get the grant, then we're gonna be coming back and saying, hey, we wanna do this project, so we're gonna want the yes, so, you know, you guys were aware that it was coming, so.
When do you need the letter of support signed by?
That's a good question. Sooner rather than later, I don't have the exact time, I'm guessing we're hoping
Nick, do you
pretty
wanna
quick
sign it?
here.
Does it
Yeah,
matter?
I don't mind signing. I think Julie gave us a template.
Yes.
And if the template is coming from Julie and you
Yeah,
guys, it's probably the
exactly.
best thing, so I'm just,
We'll have him sign.
yeah,
Yeah, but you're gonna take care of it, correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll copy and paste.
yeah.
We're having discussion.
I'll send you a motion.
All right, any other questions? You got any questions for us, Jimmy?
Nope.
Okay,
All
all right,
guys.
thank you.
I'll make a motion, allow Nick to sign the paper of support.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Who wants it?
Julie can have it.
Julie, okay. We have a motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Ms. Rivera, to instruct myself to sign a letter of support for the Cedar Lake Historical Association and their roof grant request. Any discussion?
And Julie's gonna provide that letter.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will send it to Monica to put on letterhead and then have her give you a copy.
Okay, thank you, Julie. Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupedo?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. So number 1A of new business, recommendation to transfer the town-owned parcel at 7105 134th Avenue to the Park Board for Community Green Space. Ms. Ray, would you like to take this one, please?
Yes, several months ago, a citizen came up to the park board and asked, could you take care of this space? It's a town-owned parcel. We'd love to see it as a park space in our neighborhood. The parcel is 7105 134th Avenue. And the park board came to the town council and made a recommendation to you asking, would you guys put that into the parks board's inventory as a park space so they can begin to clear the lot, make it a usable green space, mostly for a passive recreation park, but to allow that amenity into that neighborhood since it's sitting pretty full of weeds and trees and brush at this time.
And I believe that's on 135th Avenue, just adjacent to the AT&T building. That's the road just before the AMVets, correct?
134th Avenue. It's
Oh.
on 134th.
Oh, 134th?
Yes.
34th and Bell, I believe.
Yeah.
And in your packet, the park.
It's covered with woods and stuff right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a narrow parcel with lots of woods and trees.
So if we approve this, Ms. Ray, it'll go into your inventory and your department will be in charge of maintaining it, improving it, all that good stuff?
The park board is willing to make the direction on what to do moving forward and assume the responsibility of maintenance.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Attorney Austin, anything for us before we act on this?
No, this is good. Normally this happens with a resolution of some sort, but take a voice vote tonight and you'll confirm it.
Okay, very good. Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Motion made by Mr. Teal, seconded by Mr. Carnahan to approve the transfer of town-owned parcel at 7105 134th Avenue to the Park Board for Community Green Space. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupedo?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Number 2, consideration for approval of a 4-foot fence at the Cedar Lake Museum to be installed around utility equipment. Welcome back, Jimmy.
Yes.
So, what do you got going on?
Yes, so, I was talking with Julie, whatever's on the permit is where the fence is going. So she did apply for a permit that. Essentially, you guys know what it looks like now, there's like a box. So I would think of this as a beautification project, if anything, and also, you know, keeping what little foot traffic, is over there, but we all know different events go on, so just creating some separation from the public and those utilities.
Is that on the north or south side?
South.
I thought so. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is it where the old pump well house was, or?
What is?
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, where we used to have our town well.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm very familiar with that.
Tim, do you have any questions, or?
No, it's where the gas meter and that old well box is, and electric meter, and it's just kind of, there's a air conditioner unit out there, and I think it's just, some screening for the new landscaping, so
Okay,
should be fine.
good deal, thank you.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Jimmy. You can stick around or you can leave, it's your call. We have a motion made by Mr. Teal, seconded by Mr. Carnahan, to approve the 4-foot fence at the Cedar Lake Museum to be installed around utility equipment. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Number 3, 2026 CDBG Utopia ADA Sidewalk Improvement, Part-Time Construction Observation Services. We have a letter in the packet from Christopher B. Burke with a proposal for construction observation for the sidewalks and ramps in Utopia.
Well, there's no ramps, there will be ramps.
Are there-
Well, the sidewalks are ramps, actually.
Correct.
Yeah. For a dollar amount not to exceed $19,700. Tim, you have anything on this, or?
Nope, no, they've already started, and, they got all the stuff tore out, and, those guys been, keeping track. They gotta monitor everything, commodities and all that for the grant, so it's kind of one of those standard operating procedures.
Awesome. Is there a motion to approve this item?
I'd like to make a motion to approve this item.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion made by Ms. Dixon, seconded by Ms. Rivera, to approve the part-time construction observation services from Christopher B. Burke. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Number 4, approval of building, planning, and zoning permitting software. Mr. Rowe, would you like to take the floor?
Sure, I can go into as much detail as you want. I can just start talking and tell me when to stop, that's fine. So, the Building and Planning Department is one of the departments that we're trying to bring up to date a little bit. For years, they've been pen and paper. They do use a database, but for the most part, everything's done manually. It's all manual process, start to finish, whether it's inspections, permit applications, even the issuing of a permit card is a manual process. As Cedar Lake's grown, as we continue to grow, and as we try to improve services for the public, we wanted to modernize this a little bit. There are a lot of vendors in this field. We looked at dozens of them. We narrowed it down to 6 for formal comparisons or evaluations. We did live demonstrations. We looked at their proposals. We talked to directors, administrators, commissioners all across the country on how they use the software and what their pluses and negatives are with it. Time and time again, one was always at the top of everybody we talked to. And two of these products leverage AI tools, machine learning, large language model, whatever you want to call it, whatever buzzword, artificial intelligence. When we're doing the evaluation, we wanted to make sure that it complied with Senate Enrolled Act 472, I believe, which is the Indiana rules for state government, but we thought that was a good benchmark for us. And then we have our own internal policies and acceptable use policies for artificial intelligence. Both products did meet those minimum criteria. The product that was head and shoulders above everybody else was GovWell. We talked with the community in Indiana that leverages them, very similar to size. They're a little bit larger than us, but very similar situation, trying to move from manual processes to automation. They said it was revolutionary for their community, revolutionary for their staff, and revolutionary for the public. They said the support was A++. They couldn't recommend them highly enough. Everybody else in this space required, to get the same level of service that GovWell provides, required a third-party application, which is additional cost. There's a couple things about GovWell. Everything is included. There's no third-party app. What you pay is turnkey, and it works well. The AI element is I kind of geek out over. Sorry, I'm the IT guy. It's pretty cool. It's an auto check feature, so when an applicant submits their application and their drawings, their tool looks it over, looks at the drawing, looks at all the details, and may notify them that there might be a setback issue, a square footage issue, a wall height issue, things like that. The applicant sees those same flags, so it's not just a tool for us, it's a tool for the public. So maybe the applicant submitted something incorrectly, they can go in and fix it before it gets submitted. The other thing about GovWell is every community that we talk to that utilizes them, and even one that didn't but ended up transferring to them, spoke nothing but good things about them in the plan. This also includes the planning and zoning module. So the PZD department, planning, zoning, and building department, deals with BZA, plan commission requests. There's also an element that works because when an applicant submits an application that may require an appeals process, it just workflows right into the BZA, helps with mailings, notifications, and things like that. Again, this isn't just something for us to use internally. There's a public-facing portal that the public will have access to. Very similar to Amazon. You'll be able to see the application process. You'll be able to see where it's at in the workflow. You'll get real-time notifications of any issues. Any comments made on your plans, drawings, or application get immediately sent back to you via an alert. The only other thing is there's a built-in AI tool for the community. Again, hate to geek out on you, but you can ask it questions like, what's the setbacks of a R1 zoning district? What's the lot coverage of an R2 district? Can I have chickens? Can I have different things? How many dogs can I have? All of those things can be answered. That's a 24/7 tool that requires no staff interaction. Last thing, I'm a big service. If we're going to pay for something, I want to make sure that we get the support that we need. GovWell is the only one that supplied a live chat assistant, both internally for our staff. If we have a question about how the service works, a report, information we can't find, we can go to the live chat assistant. Within 2 minutes, we're connected with a live person.
Wow.
That's just not for us, though. That's for the public. If the public has questions about their permit, how to apply for their permit, how do I pay for my permit, anything involving the portal, they get that same tool and same service. That's my sales pitch.
Job well done.
Thank you.
And the program, to get the program, is $22,000,
Yeah.
and then we've got an annual rate of $22,000.
Correct, and I'll say, the reason it's on the agenda for tonight is if we sign by April 30th, they will waive the $8,000 deployment fee. This came out of talks because we were actually pitted a couple companies against each other, and this was the result of that battle, so.
And Jen Berger will get the money.
Yeah, and it is $22,000 a year. I understand it's a lot, but as you can see, I don't know if I put all six.
It's very beneficial.
Yeah, I don't know if I put all 6 proposals in there, but I know I did do the 3 on the overview sheet. It's right in line with the other 3. And one of those, that third option, really isn't a program for a document of record for building permits. It's just a tool to help.
Polymorphic?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's a great pitch, Clint.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jen?
So this will come out of Planning, Zoning, Building Department's budget. Currently, there is a line item for IT tech services, but there's not quite enough money in it, so we'll be transferring money from another line item within the department, and I'll have that resolution on your guys' next agenda.
And from what you can tell, we can sustain doing this every year with what you've arranged here with the money?
Yes, it's definitely doable. Depending on what renewal price is for near maps, that might be a discussion because near maps gets paid out of there, but I haven't seen any renewal documents for it yet. So when that comes, we'll have to discuss that.
Okay. There's not a company that like GovWell offers the near maps type software. Somebody's got something bundled.
We can talk about it. They have a lot of, so, and I hate to, I know you're on the precipice of voting here, but.
Oh, no, I like the info.
Clarksville, I had a lot of conversations with them because we're very similar community size. They were just gonna do the planning and zoning, the building and planning part. But they saw the benefits right away, so then they went into, planning and zoning, then they went into contractor renewal, which this also includes, contractor renewal, which currently is 100% manual process. We send a letter out, they bring the letter back with all the documentation, they give us a check or a credit card, and we process it, 100% online here.
Okay.
But there are other services, GIS is kind of part of that, so we can see what they have. The thing about Nearmap, it's a great tool, but that's our tool, that's only us. It doesn't really, for the public, for our residents, they don't really get the benefit as much as we do. Where this software, it's both of us that get the benefit from it.
Yeah. Especially going through the zoning ordinance. If somebody that's gone through the zoning ordinance, if I could speak to the phone and get the answer, I save a lot of time.
And I did mention, sorry, I talked a lot, I'm sorry, but this will also go as far as planned unit developments. So if you put an address in, and they'll look at the zoning for that area, but they'll also, for our overall zoning guidelines, but they'll also look at the PUD agreement to see if there's more or less restrictions based on that address.
Yeah,
So they're
that's great.
gonna download all of our information?
We will upload all our information.
Okay.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve, the GovWell, permitting system platform.
Okay, we have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Teal, seconded by Mr. Carnahan to approve the GovWell, permitting software. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Teal?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Thank you, Cliff.
Thank you.
Number 5, approval of conditional offer for lateral transfer of firefighter paramedic hire. We have a letter here dated April 21st, 2026 to the Cedar Lake Town Council from the Cedar Lake Board of Safety in regards to favorable recommendation for a lateral hire to the fire department. Dear Cedar Lake Town Council, at the April 20th, 2026 Cedar Lake Board of Safety meeting, the board discussed the hiring of a lateral hire. The Cedar Lake Board of Safety made a motion and voted 5-0 to send a favorable recommendation to the Cedar Lake Town Council to approve the lateral hire. Please consider this at Tuesday's Town Council meeting for approval. If you have any questions, please let me know. Sincerely, Norman Stick, Chairman of the Board of Safety. Chief Mager?
This would be, replacement hire, one of 3 open positions currently.
Okay.
And there's no training needed because it's a transfer?
It's a transfer from another.
Good to hear that.
Yeah. Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome, thank you.
Do we have a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Teal, to approve a conditional offer for lateral transfer of firefighter paramedic hire. Any discussion? Excuse me. Roll call, please.
I'm sorry, who was the second?
That was Mr. Teal.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Teal?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Number 6, purchase of EMS equipment from Stryker. Chief Mager?
Yes, council, this was related to the, last year's EMS billing rate adjustment. This was part of it. It's not a full consideration for the purchase of the equipment. It's just a request for proposals for financing. Clerk Treasurer Sandberg and I have been working the past 6 to 8 months on this. We do have funding source we'd like to look at for final approval of this, but prior to that, you need your vote to get requests for proposals, correct, Jennifer?
Yes, ultimately, that's what we're asking for tonight, is for permission for me to send out requests for proposals from financing companies. Stryker does have an option to do financing through them, but I'd like to look outside of Stryker to see if we can get a better interest rate.
Okay. Very good. And then, this will be something down the road. We'll have another agenda item once, hopefully the purchase.
Whichever recommendation Jennifer has for financing.
Okay.
Probably I would assume by your May 19th meeting.
Okay. Very good. Do we have a motion to approve on this item?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second it.
We have a motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Ms. Dixon, to consider the purchase of EMS equipment from Stryker, giving permission to Ms. Sandberg for requests for proposals for financing. Okay. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Nicholas Rocupido?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Number 7, Edward Huppenthal Trust donation acceptance in the amount of $213.00 for Cedar Lake Fire Department. Attorney Austin?
The town is a residual remainderment beneficiary of the Edward Huppenthal Trust. This is a distribution to be made, a net distribution from that trust to the town for the benefit of public safety. It says specifically the Cedar Lake Fire Department in that trust document. It's here waiting to be taken or accepted and approved by you or not.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
It might be noted in the record that $500,000 has already transferred in the initial distribution share.
Okay.
This is probably the last distribution.
All right. Thank you, sir. Do we have a motion to approve this item?
Motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Teal, seconded by Ms. Rivera, to approve the Edward Huppenthal Trust donation acceptance in the amount of $213,000 for Cedar Lake Fire Department. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Nicholas Rocupido?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Moving on to discussion. 1, referral of the chicken ordinance to the Plan Commission for approval. Staff was doing some work on getting, I know this has been talked about a while, roosters have been talked about. Tim, you kinda...
It's been a thing.
Yeah.
Michelle and Cliff actually put this together as a proposal just to get something started. It had some pretty good comparisons to other surrounding communities. It was just something to kind of start with to see where everybody wants to go, but we constantly are getting calls for roosters, we're getting calls for chicken. We either want to move forward with something of this nature or follow the current guidelines, which says no chickens at all in town, but we're just kind of been in limbo for quite a while, so if you see that thing, it was Cliff put that together, it was pretty cool. It showed the whole process, it showed starting here, going to the Plan Commission. We're kind of throwing it out there just to see if it gets any traction or if it can get, you know, one way or the other, so when we keep getting these complaints, we can deal with them properly.
Yeah.
And I had one of our town administrators, to the town manager, researched all the surrounding communities that have ordinances, but I could never get it, put on the Plan Commission agenda.
Well, it's in that packet that you got. If you look, it shows a lot of the surrounding communities, what they do allow. Places that are...
Even the city of Chicago allows chickens, but no roosters.
Yeah, it's a broad range of everything, but it's just something that we need to either decide, we need to decide one way or another, because we've been in limbo now for quite some time, and there's more and more people that actually have chickens, it seems like, so we're just trying to...
And those that have them will probably rebel if you stop it.
But what's happening right now, if somebody calls and says there's roosters going off early in the morning, what are they...
We've been kind of, I mean, the ones that I've had, I've gone and tell them that technically chickens are not allowed,
Right.
that it's been something that's been kicked around for years, but the rooster, if you don't get rid of your rooster, you're gonna ruin it for everybody, because, you know, that's causing a neighborhood problem, and most people have gotten rid of the rooster and kind of went from there, so.
So this would be a referral of the chicken ordinance and Plan Commission for approval, which would, if this got favorable tonight, they would get on the
We'll just go to the Plan Commission agenda to be started, and they can talk through the actual proposal and see if they want to make changes.
Good.
there's a process.
So that'll go to the
at
Plan Commission on, May the 6th,
Yeah.
in a work session.
I'm sorry?
There's a process at the Plan Commission for the zoning terms of this spring.
Okay, public hearings and all that?
And there will be a public hearing.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'd like to make a motion to refer this to the Plan Commission, because I'm tired of getting up at 5:30 in the morning with people calling me saying, listen to this.
Agreed, I mean, yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Not mention anybody's names, but...
Is it a hen laying eggs, or?
No.
Okay, do we have a...
Rooster is up.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Ms. Dixon, seconded by Mr. Teal, to refer the chicken ordinance to the Plan Commission for approval. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julia Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Thanks, Tim and Cliff and everyone that worked on that. Moving on to reports, town council reports.
Project Love Food Pantry is tomorrow from 9 to 11:30. Anybody that you know that might need food, send them over. We only had 13 families last week. And I've been in communication with United States Senator Todd Young's representative, Kelly Anton. And she thought she'd have some information. This is about the culverts that are under the North Fork Railroad. And we've got the one at the middle school that is either plugged up or damaged. And we had a resident that said that with that being dammed up, it has the potential to undermine the railroad tracks. So I contacted Kelly Anton, and she thought she'd have a response for me today, but she said one of our team members is reaching out to the railroad directly as of today.
Very good. So you got some pull with the railroad, Bob? Because I got another citizen request.
Well, I got it for North Fork because of the condition. Our United States Senator Todd Young's representative was working on it, but I could probably reach out to her and take another concern.
Well, I got some emails about the tracks by my house, 141st and between Dauphin and Burr.
That's a
The
different railroad.
the CSX, about crossings there. So you're gonna be our railroad liaison.
Text me that message if you
Okay.
would, and I'll go to work on that next.
All right, thank you, Bob.
All right.
Any other town council reports?
I'd like to thank the fire department, the park department, and the VIPS for being present at the Chamber of Commerce Expo. I think being part of the community is very important. There was a lot of interaction, and I think that was very welcomed by those that attended. I'd also like to announce that on the 25th, we have roadside cleanup sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce. We start at 8 a.m. at the Chamber. They've got donuts and coffees, and then you'll be sent off, and then you can come back and have lunch. I met with Rebuild Together. That's a program where Maryville, Crown Point, Lowell, and Cedar Lake work together, and every 4 years we rotate into communities, and we help people that maybe just don't have the funds to fix up their homes, windows, doors, little roofing jobs. Next year we'll be in Cedar Lake. This year we're in Maryville, September 19th. If anyone's interested in helping out, if you got a little handiness in you, you can also pull weeds, mow grass. There's all painting. Painting's another big thing. And then, like I said, next year they'll be here in our community, and we'll have applications available for those who would like to participate in that program.
Thank you.
And Rich, are you gonna?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to add that last Thursday, April 16th, Michael Donald, who is the Director of School Safety and Security, held a meeting over at the administration building. It's for the Hanover Schools Community Partners meeting. Ms. Dixon and myself were in attendance, as well as Chief Grushka, Chief Mauger, Deputy Chief Brittingham. It's a pretty interesting meeting, as they always are. They keep us updated as what grants they apply for, camera systems, which was pretty interesting. They did a demonstration of one of the buses that was installed with the new cameras. lot of instances with, individuals running the stop arm when it's out. The clarity of the camera was amazing, I'd have to say, on being able to zoom in, get license plates. Chief Kruska, I don't know if you want to add anything else about it, about what the process happens once they...
Yeah, we've used those cameras to write citations and charge people. I mean, I was amazed myself with the clarity of the camera. It was, I wish some of the banks would use them.
Yes, it was very good, so that's all I have.
Very good. Any other, any other town council reports? Seeing none, town attorney?
No report.
Thank you. Clerk treasurer?
No report.
Thank you. Director of operations, Mr. Kubiak?
I sent you guys an email, but we did receive our street sweeper on Friday. It's out sweeping. A couple of you have seen it in real life, but seems to be working out well. But it's only been out for a couple days so far, but everything is good. So thank you, and I think we can go a long way in a short amount of time getting stuff clean. It's making a difference already. So.
And I thank you for giving me a guided tour around it, and
I've got a tour, but yeah, we'll have some good information for our annual MS4 reports for picking up stuff, so that'll be cool.
That's awesome.
Any, movement with the old one when we make the decision to...
No, but it has to have a new thermostat put in it, which we're working on now, and then we intend on having that on the agenda for the next count. I thought it was gonna be like the 1st of May, but obviously it's gonna have to be the
19th.
The 19th meeting to put it on the gov deal, so that's gonna be that's our plan.
Sounds good.
So we do need to be thinking about a minimum price that we would accept for it, I guess. That's just something that we need to kind of look at. I talked to a couple people, and we're thinking about throwing like a $10,000 minimum. We don't want to give it away since we put a lot of money into it and it's still functioning, but
that was yours and my discussion today, but it might be beneficial with somebody else that has that same identical sweeper.
Right.
They could buy that and use it for parks.
No, it's working now, so at the end of the day, I think it's worth $10,000, just because of its functioning and working at a minimum. I don't know if anybody thinks it's worth any more than that, but I kind of would like to get rid of it, but I don't want to obviously give it away either, so it's just something to think about for you guys, but that is the plan as of now.
We're going to get a lot more for it running than if we'd have turned it into scrap.
Absolutely,
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Very good. Anything else, Tim?
Nothing at this time, thank you.
All right, thanks, sir.
I'd like to thank Bob for all your help on this. I really appreciate it. He's on the drainage board. He did a lot of legwork on it, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
I agree.
Moving on to Police Department, Chief Kruska.
Okay, for the month of March, for calls of service, we had 841. Traffic stops, we had 331. Of those, we issued 352 warnings, and of that, we issued 109 citations. We had 499 law incident reports. Of those, we made 40 arrests, and we were able to charge offenses related to those arrests, 63. For ordinance warnings, we issued 51, and we wrote 21 ordinance citations for the month of March. And also, I'd just like to say for the Crown Point Community Foundation grant, which we received the traffic cones on April 6th, and we sent a note of thank you for getting that. And those cones are going to come in very handy for our emergency vehicle operation training.
And that was 3,000?
Oh, it was a lot. We've got a lot of cones, but you'll see them at the middle school set out when we do our EVOC training. So, and then on April 8th, Deputy Chief Brittingham and Training Officer Meyer completed the bulletproof training leadership training at Valparaiso. very good leadership class. They both got a lot out of that. Usually I can tell when it's good training when the training officer puts the flyer in my box and tells me to read it. It was really good. It was very well received. And also, a lot of you got the email on our administrative assistant, Sarah Moore. She completed the Purdue Northwest Leadership Institute program. It was an 8-month leadership program. She worked real hard at it, and she's just such a great asset to the town.
And I totally agree. She used to be our administrative assistant, and I said, "Why are you leaving us going to the police?" She said they pay more money. And I hope you guys don't ever lose her.
No, she's great. She's big, like I said, she's a big asset to our department and to the town as a whole. So, and also, during the week of April 13th, Sergeant Kilgore and Corporal Machauk completed the FBI Leadership training. And we also want to give special recognition to Corporal Machauk. This training's broken up into 3 segments, and he completed all 3 training segments, so that's a big accomplishment. So kudos to him.
Awesome.
And also, we attended on April 17th. Some of our patrol units were able to attend the parade celebration at MacArthur for a first grader who just completed chemo. So that was really nice. It was nice to see support from the community for her. And let's see. Well, Mary Joan Dixon already mentioned it, the VIPS members attending the Chamber Business Showcase. Also, we've started, well, we've been doing it now for a while, the out-of-state plates. We've assigned some officers to do that when they're not responding to calls and so far we've charged one person with that, but we've seen people correcting the plates. We've given them a leeway. We usually give them 2 to 3 weeks, and then we go back and check, and most of them have been correcting the issue instead of getting well, actually you could be charged criminally for it. So that's what we're doing. And also, as Mr. Carnahan reminded me today that there was an article in the paper where I know it's a lot of, could be like reporting and statistics being twisted around, but Cedar Lake appeared in the top 7 for safe cities, and I'll just say we are a safe town.
Yeah.
So,
It lists St. John, Dyer, Cedar Lake, Crown Point, placed among the 7 safest in Indiana.
Wow. Well, thanks go to all the public safety officials, and keep it up.
yeah. And I think a lot goes to the people of this town.
Yeah.
You guys did a great job. You make it easy for us sometimes. Not the people here, not the people here.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Good things. All right, Fire Department, Chief Mager.
Good evening, council. Starting with staffing, current hiring process, we'll go through the next 2 weeks. We're still in need of 2 open positions to be filled. Next, operations for the month of March, total of 228 incidents, 175 of which were EMS, 51 fire, and 2 accidents. Total training hours for March was 562 hours throughout 78 sessions. It should be noted throughout this month and over the course of the next 2 months, you may see Lowell and Hebron Fire Department in town here. They're doing a joint driver-operator training program with us. Budgeting, with 25% of the year complete, we're about 22% on budget utilized. And finally, the new engine went in service on April 1st and is serving the community well.
Yeah, love seeing it around. That's a sharp rig. All right, thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
Parks Department, Ms. Ray.
Good evening, council.
Good evening.
The Parks Department wants to remind everybody that tomorrow is Earth Day, so please stop by the park office. We're giving out giveaways during business hours. If you don't stop at the park office on Earth Day, then please join us on Friday, April 24th. That is Arbor Day, so we might have some extra giveaways at Arbor Day if you don't come through the office on Wednesday. But we will be planting a tree here on town grounds at 5 p.m. right behind us at the shelter. A tree was generously donated from Leo's. A double pink cherry weeping cherry tree will be placed out there. And this is our first Arbor Day celebration, which is in conjunction with the tree board. As the town is becoming a tree city, it's one of those next steps that we need to take. So that's a really big accomplishment for the town to adopt a tree city ordinance, and we're moving through those processes. And on Arbor Day, we'll be handing out saplings that were generously donated by Cliff Rowe from the tree board. So some exciting things happening and events to celebrate.
Very good. Ms. Ray, I have a question for you. I think in an email correspondence you had asked about, and I don't know if you ever got an answer about the maintenance of like the grounds around the public safety buildings. You ever come to a resolution on that?
In-house departmentally, we discussed an option and a plan. The crew is going to take over, the parks crew is going to take over the mowing of the facility, and all the department heads are working on getting the mulch situation changed maybe into river rock for a better maintenance plan. So those things are kind of moving internally, just trying to get that addressed up there.
All right.
If that's the pleasure of the council for us just to kind of work together and make it happen and take it off your plate.
Hey, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yep. Thank you, Ms. Ray.
Thank you.
Moving on to written communication. In the packet, we have the building department report showing year-to-date 15 new construction permits and 108 other permits issued. And the Christopher B. Burke report, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It's in the packet. A lot of things, no updates, but I don't know if there's any highlights anybody wants to hit, or if you have anything, Bob, but
No, I was just going to mention on the building, we did 3 in January, 3 in February, and 9 in March, to make the total of the 15 that you mentioned.
Okay.
So we're going up a little bit.
Going up, yeah. Weather's getting nice. So that is it for reports. I will now open the floor for public comment for the council, and I ask everybody to please follow the rules of meeting decorum posted outside and try to follow the 3-minute rule if you can, please. And when you come up, state your name and address for the record, please.
Very Reverend John P. Kowalczyk Jr., 14338 Violet Circle, Cedar Lake, Indiana.
Hello.
Question on the meeting quorum rules. There are a number of ways to define quorum. Can someone give me a brief explanation, or is this for something after?
No,
Yeah, it's the quorum of the board. For instance, there's 7 of us, so it would be 4.
Okay.
If there's a board of 5, it would be 3.
Okay.
So if only 3 are in attendance, all 3 would have to vote yes.
Okay, because there are a number of ways to figure out quorum, so I've
Oh, no,
just-
that's why we're cleaning it up.
Okay.
John,
Yes, sir.
we drafted in the ordinance an example of how it works also.
Oh, that is wonderful.
So it's not only a text, but it's an example.
That's excellent. Public comment. A major anniversary is rapidly approaching for this nation, and I'm not talking about the 250th. I am talking about the 25th anniversary of 9/11. The police department, the fire department, and their chaplains are in a process to put for lack of a better term, a service together for the entire community. It will be held on September 11th. We know the place. The place will be at St. Michael the Archangel National Catholic Church. Again, open to everybody. The time and the actual schedule, that has not been determined yet, but I did want to make it known to this council that that is in the planning stages. Good to hear.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, sir.
with you saying that, I have to have terrible memories of that day, but it turned out to be a blessing. My son was in the Twin Towers on the day the planes hit, and he was working for a Chicago law firm, and they had their London law firm, and their building was in New Jersey. So he got on a train inside Twin Towers and left that building and went to New Jersey to meet with that law firm, and that was 30 minutes he got out of there before the first plane hit.
Well,
And he was staying in the Hilton next door, and he lost all his clothes and everything.
Well,
But he saved his life. God bless.
as tragic as that day was for our nation, you cannot tell me the hand of God was not involved in saving the people that were saved.
Yeah.
Thank you, Father.
I was a nervous wreck that day.
Hello, Jerry Connor, 10330 Paramount Way. As most people, I'm sure, in town got their tax bills in the last couple of days. If somebody could explain to me why the town debt went up so much, it's a 153% difference for me from last year.
Ms. Sandberg, would you mind giving I know we explained it when we passed the budget, but if you want to go ahead and explain it again, please.
Yeah, so I'll give a quick layman's, and then if you wanted to get further into anything, but essentially what happened with the 2017 A, B, and C bond, there was timing issues, and since the initial onset of that debt service, we've continually had to borrow money from the wastewater fund in order to make the payments. And so in order to avoid an issue at the end of it, because our final payment is at the beginning of 2027, and we would not be able to collect that final levy in 2027 to make that, which means we would have essentially borrowed from wastewater and then been unable to pay wastewater back. So to avoid an issue with wastewater, we sought from the DLGF approval to get that additional payment this year in 2026 so that we were ready to go to pay off that debt and not have an issue with wastewater or potentially, general fund, if we didn't have the funds available to make that final payment.
Okay. And that bond money was for roads, correct?
Yes, the 2017 A, B, and C bonds was roads.
So if I understand it correctly, then next year that'll roll off and be back to where it was, so this is just a catch-up?
Yep.
Okay.
That is the initial plan, is that'll roll off. If other plans are made with debt service, road projects, any other kind of bond issue, it could potentially, but that was the initial plan, was it would be a one-year hit and then it'd roll off.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else for public comment?
Good evening, Louis Corey, 14621 Bryan Street, and I'd like to make a proposal to amend the ordinance 1307. You mind if I pass these copies out, It's the golf cart for the registration.
Can I interrupt you for a second, Louis? Can I interrupt you for a minute?
Yes.
Louis and I spoke on the phone the other day. He had a suggestion for amending golf cart ordinance, and I asked him to come in and present it to the entire council.
Okay, fair enough. Do you want to give us a little overview of?
Oh, yes, that was.
Yeah.
I'm here to propose the modernization of our town's alternative transportation rules. Currently, many of our residents use off-road vehicles. The e-bikes are getting out of control right now. We got side-by-sides. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. Neighborhoods like St. John and Lowell have already move forward with these standards. By creating a new registration class with a $50 annual fee, we can generate significant recurring revenue estimated at about $10,000 annually that can go directly towards our roads, parks without raising taxes. Safety is the primary driver of this proposal. If you look at the Solomon Curve data at the back of the second page, it proves that the most dangerous thing on the road is a vehicle moving significantly slower than the flow of traffic. By allowing these vehicles to maintain the posted speed limit up to 35 miles per hour, we eliminate the speed gap that leads to dangerous passing maneuvers. We are also proposing a strict 86 decibel noise limit that gives our police department a clear metric to cite nuisance noise while protecting responsible owners. Finally, this is about supporting our families. Following the Indiana state standard, this amendment allows for supervised youth riding in our subdivisions, ensuring our children can enjoy their neighborhood safely under a parent's eyes. I ask the council to review the detailed proposal I provided and move to adopt these common sense updates. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We will review this.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Desiree Seacons, 13660 Muir Street. I think, you know why we're here. We were here in January. I was at the stormwater meeting, thank you, honey. Last week, was it? And said there was nothing that was done there. And I'm bringing it back here to tell you that there's nothing done. My property's collapsing. It's a giant safety hazard for my kids. And today, I was met by the developers next door putting more hay bales in my ditch with giant, like this tall spikes, hammering them down, didn't even come to my door and tell me they were going on my property. And when I asked him to stop and leave, he told me the town sent him there to do it. So I'm also asking, now I'm asking for some sort of action here to get this moving. I can't lose any more property. I can't live on a safety hazard anymore. This is out of hand, it's ridiculous. And I want to know who issued authority to come on my property for this man to not only to start insulting me too when I was asking him to leave. There was a man with a sledgehammer on my property while I'm home alone being rude to me. That's terrifying. So when I ask him to leave, he says, no, the town wants me here. So can we start with that question? Who sent them there? Who gave them the authority to tell me no on my property? That they
So with all the rain that we had in the discussion, I did speak to Aaron, your husband, the other day about it. Went out there myself, I believe it was Wednesday morning I was out there with all the rain that we had. Went out again, went the evening, looked at it, seen the straw bale in the ditch. I called Tim Kubiak to see what was going on with the developer's responsibility for making sure that the straw bales are in place, because they obviously weren't.
Can I stop you right there, really quick? No, because the hay bales are making it worse. So why are we still on the hay bales?
Well, because right now with as wet as it is, they can't put the dirt there. I did take photos, videos and everything, seen the gravel or the 3/4 inch rock that was up by the outfall, which is the farthest north part, basically in the ditch. I mean, how far it moved.
Yeah.
Tim, I don't know if you want to chime in real quick on the discussion that you had with them on.
Yeah, I mean, I touched base with them and asked them to take a look at that ditch, make sure them hay bales are staked down good to prevent and try to get a feedback on the schedule of what is happening, why it's taking so long. They said it hasn't been dry enough, they're waiting for it to be dry. It's up the utmost at the top of their list, we've been hearing that for a bit, I get it, but I guess at the end of the day, I mean, the easement is, the work is in the drainage easement, I guess, which I understand is half of these guys' property and half of that property.
No, the entire ditch is our property, and the pipe is only there.
Is on there.
That entire ditch is my property, and it's coming off of the easement into my property. Whether or not it's in the easement is not an excuse for what's going on there, and you know that.
Do you guys mind sticking around a little bit when we can get in a group and?
I really would like to keep all this on the record, to be honest with you.
I don't really know you guys are suggesting be done.
How does the weather go from too cold, now it's too wet? Are we waiting for like the perfect sunny day?
Well, I
What's
mean,
going on?
I can only speak for myself. I'm in some kind of construction industry, and there's a lot of stuff we can't do right now because of the weather.
But why
And I don't
can't we
know-
do it 2 weeks?
At one of these meetings,
The next meeting, that house is gonna be done, and we're being promised to be withhold occupancy, but we all know, we were also promised that they weren't gonna get a building permit, they weren't gonna get a backfill permit, or whatever kind of permit. They've gotten permit after permit after permit. Who signs the permits to let these people keep going? Who does it? Who?
Well,
They have
it's just
signatures
a
at the
one, it
bottom.
is just a one building permit.
Okay, but there are signatures at the bottom, I've seen the green tags.
Yeah.
Who does that? Who goes out there and inspects it and goes, oh, this, we can keep going on this house, even though we live with the consequences of your decisions.
You're
Do you understand
asking
that?
basically for like the checkoffs and stuff.
Respectfully, guys.
Yeah,
When we had this meeting, I don't even know how many meetings it was ago, and we did the bond, everybody left the room okay. And I asked several times, everybody okay? Mr.
No.
Seacos, I asked, I don't think you were here,
I was
ma'am,
not
but,
here. I have-
but everybody was okay. I didn't want to leave the room until everybody was okay, and now there's a problem, so we thought we had this all straightened out, and now obviously it's not.
So you mean to tell me that after we left, because this is a big deal, this is
I
a huge
understand.
issue. So after we left, no one, I know there are a few town council members who have come to see it, and there's other members who come to see it. No one from the building department kept up on that to make sure it was being done? No one? Because you haven't been out there, right? Or anyone else?
I've been out there several times.
I've seen you drive past. You drive past,
I
you drive
check, I
past.
just, yeah, I drive past, I can see from there.
Because I have my camera that will
I can
walk.
see from driving
You
past that
cannot,
nothing.
Tim, you cannot. You
Attorney-
cannot.
There's nothing been
Attorney
done.
Austin, if you don't mind.
No.
Is there
Nothing.
is there any resolution that you can propose to this right now? I know we had talked about this over the past week, and engineers maybe being involved, I mean, any thoughts?
I suggest, good point.
Thank you.
As you and I talked, Nick, I recommended that you send Mr. Kubiak with the town's engineers out there to look at the circumstance and to provide an objective response.
Okay.
And that is universally understood and can be implemented. I don't know
Okay.
what that is. The engineer, though, and our Public Works Director should.
Okay.
agreed.
Agreed, but there's been no one out
Engineer
there.
should probably be
Well-
out there.
I
at
asked
some
him to
point.
come out at the stormwater meeting. I requested for him to come out, and he,
Well,
That's what I got.
trying to come up with a solution with this, I talked with Tim recently, I also talked with Attorney Austin, and would you guys be amicable to that as soon as
What?
possible? Getting the attorney and Mr. Kubiak, or I'm sorry, the engineer and Mr.
if that
Kubiak out
actually
there on
happened, I've
site?
had people call my phone and tell me I'll be out there tomorrow, and no one shows up.
We can guarantee, can we guarantee it's gonna happen, Tim? Can you get with Luke?
What can it?
Or is it Vanessa? Who would
Yeah,
that
I mean,
be?
I guess, yeah, at the end of the day, we can do whatever you'd like. I mean, what is...
I would have liked this to be done before the building started, like you promised.
What essentially has taken place is that now the original, I mean, they had an original plan, they were, I feel like this kind of should have been done before now, myself also, but in lieu of the council's decision to invoke the $12,000 performance bond to assure this gets done, kind of put it back to the back burner until, I know they can't get occupancy until they move in, but at the end of the day, that kind of took the pressure off them to get it done instantly, and their bond money is being held in lieu of, until it's done. They have a bond in place to perform and get it done, and I don't know, I mean, I agree that there was some time in February that the weather, I know if you have a camera, I drove by there no less than 10 times.
The last time you drove through was March 11th.
No.
The last time
what's
I came
today?
cut off, but.
Well,
Whether
I've
or not you
driven
drive
by and
through-
I can see that nothing's
Whether or not you drive
been.
through 10, you need to get out and look at the damage. It changes every day, every time it rains, and you haven't done
I'm
it.
looking to see if they are out there getting it done, that's what I'm looking for.
So can we get that group together over there on
The
site?
engineer
and meet
needs
with-
to be there because circumstances have changed since
Yeah,
the 2015 plan, then we settled on the revision 4. That should be an expired
Yes.
plan at this point.
When the engineer
It
plans,
needs
they
to
do
be
expire.
re-engineered.
Okay,
But I'm stressing right here now, we don't have any more time. There is no more time unless someone's gonna be out there by, next couple of days before the end of the week. We're out of time.
That's what I would like,
My child
see
turned
happen.
8 years old last week, and I was not able to throw her a party because I was too afraid to have her friends at our house. Because if you walk near that, the ground collapses. I don't know if you think I'm joking, but this is an urgent thing that has to be dealt with now, right now.
Okay, Tim, can you arrange to get someone from C-Bell out there and communicate with his family?
Probably the
you know,
developer or the builder as well.
Just get a group together and just work it out,
Yeah, should have it
you know,
worked out.
Why?
this week.
Because
It's
lastly,
promises.
if we're here again, and there's new owner, that there is occupancy,
I did have a word with Luke Sherry.
There will be occupancy.
Yeah, I did have a word with Luke Sherry last week also. Yes, absolutely, and I sent Luke some emails as well.
No occupancy, right? But
Absolutely.
No temporary occupancy.
Absolutely none. Absolutely
no
none.
occupancy of any kind.
Correct.
No
Okay,
occupancy
so then I'm not gonna be
period
back here
until
again
it's
going, well, you promised not to do this permit,
Yeah.
this permit, or that's what I'm
No
saying.
occupancy.
Every single time we were told something, it changed, even though we were told something on the record by Tim in October, changed every time. So it's hard to believe the town officials telling me something on the record when it has been a lie every time. That's what it is, it's a lie.
Absolutely no occupancy, as stated at the bottom of the permit. The 12,000 was more or less a umbrella or secondary coverage as well.
I didn't think that's too little. I think it should probably be about $30,000 from.
Well,
Yes, agreed.
the money,
We walk from it.
Bob, the money technically is insignificant for the fact that what's stated on the bottom of the permit,
Right.
no certificate of occupancy will be given until revision 4 is complete. That should have been standalone.
But I don't think the $12,000, if they don't do it, we won't have enough money to go in there and do what needs to be
If
done.
we remember what the proposal was about the loads of gravel and stuff like that, if you went out there now compared to what it was that day, they would need minimum double or more.
Right,
They
that's
are
why
feet
I think we
away
need to
from-
make it 30,000 now. instead
Well,
of-
like I said, that money,
Bob,
Bob, is insignificant for the fact of what it states on the bottom. It's just the fact that nothing got done. Like you said, the last couple of weeks, I still go back to the permit was issued in September. From September to when we got that January rain,
Yeah.
it was a dry fall.
Yeah, they told us that they didn't have favorable weather then either, so.
Yeah.
Can we make that happen, Tim, this week, like, put it on the front burner?
Yeah, and I guess the statement of that, the revision 4 is no longer viable is a concern. I don't know where to go with that.
But I think that when we did,
The engineer should be there
It
to,
would have been okay, but it's been about a full year, has it not?
Well, that's why I'd like to get the engineer out there and get some eyes on it and come.
engineer needs to be
yeah.
there.
Yeah, and you guys.
Determine
you know,
that if it's
Yeah,
still a viable option to do, or
yeah.
something has changed, which I feel that it has, but I'm not an engineer, so.
Well, that'll be
So he
the,
needs to be out there.
yeah, and that'll be the time that you folks can talk with
I
them.
already asked him, so.
Like.
So are we saying,
Attorney Austin?
There.
May I suggest also that, Tim have the MS4 inspector accompany him.
Okay,
Vanessa?
MS4 requirements are huge here,
Mhm.
okay.
or lack of compliance with.
Yeah, Cedar Lake manages their own sewer, the MS4 is through Cedar Lake. I can't imagine that knowingly discharging silt into the waterways is in compliance for over a decade, but now it's really ramped up. I can't imagine that's in compliance, so
We will,
probably should get out there.
we will get everybody together this week, unless something unforeseen
Because
happens.
there's never been any sort of fine placed on that, right? MS4
I'm not sure.
monetary fine. No.
Just so I can be there,
That's
or
why
one of
they
us
need
can
to
be
go out
there
there
to
again.
meet with everyone, can we nail down a time and a
For that
date?
reason.
I don't know how you're gonna do that with the the engineer's not in the room, so we need to know when the engineers are available.
Give Aaron a call, or give me a call.
Or do you do an email thread? So if we're talking Vanessa,
I would prefer
we're talking Luke,
Email?
we're talking Luke,
Yeah, Luke could handle the,
is, representative from Steiner the Seacoast. I don't know if anybody else, I mean, I have availability during the day to get away if you want me to go.
I would like
You know,
one of
include
you
me,
guys to go.
include me in on that email as well. I should be available.
Okay.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, and if we could, you know, the next time we come on my property to put something with giant stakes in it and a collapsing ground, can we, at any time someone's gonna do something like that, we need to tell me, it's my property, please. And right here, no more stakes in my ditch, no more hay bales in my ditch with the stakes in it. It doesn't do anything, it makes it worse, and it makes a safety hazard for my children, who already can't even enjoy their yard.
Okay. Tim, you're gonna trigger this communication then this week,
Yeah.
tomorrow, hopefully?
We'll plan on Thursday.
Okay. All right, folks. I apologize. We'll hopefully have a resolution here soon. Thank you. Good evening.
Okay, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Dan Mitchell, 12534 Tall Oaks Drive. How's everybody doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. I think I'm in Ward 2, right? August Oaks, does that sound about right?
Yep.
That's me.
My first request is, can we get new roads? And that'd be great, just getting a whole new layer.
In the August Oak subdivision?
Yeah.
What street are you on?
I'm on the north side, then there's the south side, kind of just stop right before us, you know? That's one request. The other one...
On your request for roads, the way we fix roads, we bond out, and that causes your taxes to go up.
You know, the road was redone and then stopped right before it got to August, right in front of the sign. It was amazing. I just want you to finish the job.
We've got roads over here.
Yeah.
The sewers were put in 1972. Those roads have never been fixed.
Man.
That is horrible.
Shoot.
I will tell you, I haven't had any, I haven't
22
had
grand
any.
for AI, maybe we can get some roads first. Other than that, I talked to Greg Parker, right? We had a conversation, right?
Yep.
And that has to do with a job we did, right? And we reported it to the town building department that there was no permit for electrical. Right? And then we told the inspectors, like, hey, just so you know, there's no permit for this. Nothing got inspected, nothing, and they just let it go. I'd like some answers on that.
What's the address of that?
I don't know if I should disclose that. I can give it to you later.
All right.
But it's over on Rita Road.
Okay. You can give it to me after the meeting.
Yeah, that's fine. So, we had a job, the customer was unsatisfied at the end, but to the false pretenses, and I went to them and I said, why did you allow this person to, since I brought evidence, pictures, everything, no permit, no inspections, told you about it, and I want some answers today. I also presented you guys with pictures of around town. Now, I've been doing construction. I own my own construction company, almost 12 years. So with the trained eye, I can see a lot of things around town that aren't code. All right, things that are just like ridiculously not code, but being passed. Okay. There's that nice big blue house right on Lakeshore Drive. Everybody knows that one, right? Right by the north dock. And that's not code. Cantilever on that thing is not L4. Unless someone can prove to me that the joists go into the house. Stuff like that. And you guys saw the pictures, right? I showed it to you. And those are all...
We asked for some more documentation. You were supposed to get back with us with some more documentation.
I sent them to Nick.
Yeah.
Maybe Nick needs to share that with everybody. I don't know.
Well, I ended up sending them to Attorney Austin.
Yeah.
And we talked about this too, but he did send them to me. He did, yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I'm just here to get some answers on that and how that's okay. What do you think?
Well,
You know, 'cause for you guys, that's a huge liability. If that thing goes off because the electrical never got inspected, who's gonna be responsible? You guys,
Can
the
you,
town.
yeah, I know you don't wanna give the address in public, but can you stick around to give the address?
Yeah, I already said to, Mr. Carnahan, I would do that, no problem.
Okay.
But, you know, that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm here, in some roads.
Yeah.
What street are you talking in Augusta?
12534 Tall Oaks Drive.
Okay.
Would you mind sticking around, Mr. Mitchell?
Yeah, but I think we can talk about it a little bit, right? Get some, you know, get some traction, get some just basic information on that.
Yeah. Well, you showed Greg and I photos and sent me some stuff too. I don't know what's code and what's not with this stuff. You know that stuff better than I do.
Okay, so if I tell the building department, this individual did not get a permit for new electric rough-in.
I understand that. Yeah.
And they just dismissed it, there's a big problem with that.
Well, I think in order to get to the bottom of it, we're gonna need the address, and I know you don't wanna give it here now, so.
What's the point of giving it to it right now?
So we can.
Well, we
get to
couldn't
the
give you an
bottom.
answer, and then, in turn,
Okay,
we
fine,
have to...
14815 Rita Road.
15?
14815.
Do you know anything about this, Tim?
A little bit. We can get out the permit and, get you an answer.
Okay. And I have your contact information, Dan.
Yes.
So, if I get that from Tim, or Tim gives it to you, or however we'll get it to you.
Yeah. Right. So, okay. I just want to make sure you guys understand how that's like a big deal.
Yeah,
You know?
I understand that.
Okay.
When it comes to the codes, though, I don't know that stuff well, so when you show me...
It has nothing to do with codes, it has to do with
like,
if someone wanted to build a house and didn't get a permit, you probably would be like, that's a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so it's the same thing,
Mhm.
except for this reason, it's not gonna fall over, it's gonna burn,
Yeah, I understand.
right? Electrical fire, big problem. Lawsuits, all kinds of things that you guys are going to be responsible for as a town, because you knew about it and didn't do anything with it.
Okay.
So, all right.
All right.
That's the first I heard about this.
All right, well, we'll tell you more about it.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Great,
I will follow up with you, Mr. Mitchell, okay?
sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment?
Good evening. Brenda Roberts, 15008 Morse Street. I would very much like to thank everyone who is driving down Morse Street from Rita Road to 153rd and observing the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. Thank you to the police. And there are some that are slowing down, and there are others that are not observing it. And I don't think they understand why it's so important. I've said it before here, but I'll say it again. We have a wildlife sanctuary on the west side, 140 acres of marsh and fields and woods. And especially now, the birds are migrating back, and there's a lot of activity going on. So I'd like to ask everybody in the public to observe this 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. It's not a speed trap. That's what they say on Facebook. It's not that. There's definitely a reason for it, okay? I'd appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you go right by my house. And the other thing is my concern about the dumping that's going on. A lot of dumping on my property. And I don't know if anybody else has that problem or not. I usually call Greg, and he helps me with that. I don't know if that's what I should do. There's more stuff there on the side of the road.
Is there stuff there now?
Yeah. There's some kind of a rug or something is lying on the road, or all kinds of
Can you get that fixed?
weird things. And they come into the shed too, where I have cat houses to take care of the cats in the winter time. And, yeah, they come right in and dump. there's something right there now. And I don't know if you want me to bother you or who I should call.
It's fine, Brenda, anytime, but I was by there a couple times a day. Of course, I got a lot going on right now, but, I didn't see anything there to...
Well, I was there mowing the lawn.
Okay.
It scared him away, I think.
We'll get it, Tim will get it addressed.
But it seems to be a problem, yeah. Okay, and the other thing that I'd like to say is a comment, the pastor's comment. I think we should really observe the 9/11 catastrophe and be thankful that we had first responders there taking care of people, the fire department, the police department, and trying to rescue these people. I saw a film made by some French tourists. I don't think people know about it too much in the States. Oh, where they saw the fire department going up those stair steps and knowing they'd probably never come back down again, and rescued a lot of people. And we should be thankful this September also. That was it.
Thank you,
Good
ma'am.
evening.
Thank you.
Good evening. Hey.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Jeff Beal, 10240 West 134th Avenue, Cedar Lake. I was at the Plan Commission meeting last week, and they had a bit of motion in old business about a final plat for two lot subdivision for the police and the fire department. That final plat should have been done before any construction had started. That's the way you do it, the way you do on housings and everything else. You get your final plat before any construction starts. No questions about it, that's the way it goes. It was referred to the attorney at the time, and after the meeting, I talked with Dave, and he told me, Jeff, you're right, it should have been done. I wish you would've said that during the meeting, so I wouldn't look like I'm just barking up a tree.
That's not what I told you.
Yes, you did. You told me I was right.
No, I said the law was correct, that I cited on the record, the sequencing of events was wrong.
Well, the sequencing of events, 3 years too late.
That's what I said.
Okay, well, 3 years too late, it was done.
More than 3 years,
Well,
Mr.
whatever,
Beal.
yeah.
More than 3 years, and just for the record, it has been stated several times in other meetings, that it was not followed. Nobody could have put a shovel in the ground. I believe, Mr. Parker and I had a little bit of dialogue back and forth. The reason it is on the agenda now is to clean it up. The Plan Commission back then never saw it, Mr. Beal. So to go and blame Plan Commission would be incorrect. Also with the building corp, they did not see a lot of this stuff also as well. 100%, no shovel should have been put in the ground. We couldn't build a house, we couldn't build a business or anything until that step was done first. It didn't happen that way. That's why we are cleaning it up now.
I agree, but that was the biggest project that Cedar Lake has ever undertaken. $18 million, and everybody, they wanted to get it done quick. Somebody missed a chance there to do what was right. I'm just saying, it's great that you're doing it, fixing up 4 years later.
Well,
I just have to clarify, a majority of this council was not involved in any of that.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter, Mr. Beal. It matters.
Somebody's got to take responsibility.
I
mean, some of the people who
We
are
are
on here
taking
that
a responsible approach in fixing it, Mr. Beal.
But, I mean, this one thing, whether it's this planning commission or the other one, there's been problems lately. This has happened. The problem with the Mir house over there, that's a fiasco that they let get through. The permits were signed and to let these people build this house where they shouldn't have. And it just, 2 years ago, or last year, I came to this council, I says, you guys have got to start assessing what your commissions are doing. I mean, you guys are here, but they got the plan commission. If you're not on the plan commission, you know exactly what they're doing, how they're running their meetings, or the safety commission. I mean,
these commissions gotta be evaluated once in a while, and it's gotta be done.
Well, as Mr.
Now.
Beal said, the plan commission, I don't think was ever involved in
They were
these
not.
buildings up the hill, and we're here to fix the problem, and that's what that was about, was fixing
But I'm
it.
just saying, whether that's what this plan commission, it's got, somebody didn't follow the rules. Absolutely.
That's true.
And it just has to be, you've got to make sure that these commissions are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Agreed.
I mean, you can't tell me that this Mirror Street thing was this commission here now that approved that building permit and let them go through, and the building permit went through the planning, and it went to you guys.
That subdivision is probably 25 years old, Jeff. It was approved long ago.
They shouldn't have been able, they
didn't-
said they shouldn't have been able to build a house on that lot.
That I agree with, but there was no bond or anything to hold the former developer responsible.
But if you agree that they shouldn't have built there, why was a permit issued? You guys know about a permit being issued for it. Why did you issue a permit when you knew it shouldn't have been done?
I think it could be built, I'm tired of beating that horse on this one, Tim, but
But these
when the,
people
hold on,
get
Mr.
cut
Bill,
every time.
Mr. Bill, you're asking, you want an answer, I'm trying to give you an
All right.
answer here. That when the stormwater.
The lot was buildable, it had a drainage problem. Part of getting a building permit for the lot was to fix the drainage problem. These
And they
people
never did.
paid for an engineer, they got a plan, they got an approved plan by the town to fix the problem. It escalated to this point due to digging a hole and whatever the case is, but the plan is still intact, that was approved by the town engineer, stormwater engineer, that will correct this problem during this process. So, it has been a bit, slow in the process, but it will be complete and done before the house is done.
But you said it should have been done before construction started. I mean, now how are they gonna get these
It should have been done as
trucks?
a part of the construction. It could have been done quicker.
Well, why-
It'll be done. It'll get done.
These people are dying over it. They got
Agreed.
their houses trashed. I mean, whatever, their backyard, they can't let their little kids play in their yard. What would you do if that was your house? You can't, the yard's just floating away, it's raining again.
Mr.
I know,
We're trying to work on a fix, as you know, on this stuff, and.
But in September, they talked about it.
I understand all this stuff. I can't go back in time. We're trying to correct.
I know you
things
can't
now.
go back, but somebody's gotta take responsibility and get this project rolling. I mean, now you think you're gonna have a meeting, I mean, these people are hurting.
I understand.
I mean, it's a black eye for the town right here. It's not good report for you guys, I'm telling you that much. Things have just got to be done.
So if I could add something, Mr. Beal, at the very beginning, we were told, don't point the finger at the past council, but yet you're looking for blame. We're here to take responsibility now to make sure things are right.
Well, I just want somebody to have to take responsibility and get things done. I mean, you can't,
We've inherited a lot, and I think we've tried to
I
fix a lot.
understand, but
I mean,
these things are getting, the town some of these commissions.
April 9th, 2023, Easter Sunday, I was on the phone texting till 11 p.m. about how that was a poor plan up at the safety building, before the shovel was in the ground, Mr. Beal. But yet, we are fixing it now.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else for public comment?
Can I use this microphone here?
Sure, as long as we can hear you.
I just had my knee injected, so I'm, kind of rough. I found out today online that this is for people 65 and over, which I can relate to. They have no limit now, passed in July. If you wanted to get a discount, let's say, on your house, it had to be valued at a certain amount. Now, that's taken off as of July, and we're talking about the Lake County Auditor's Office, Peggy Katona. Okay, so there's no limit, so if you're over 65, you can get $150 off your next income tax for next year. The better part is there's also a circuit breaker, and they can't raise your taxes if you do all this, which I'll tell you what you have to do. Next year, they can't go up 2% even, so they probably pretty much stay the same, in my opinion. So the income level, there are a few qualifications. If you're alone, living alone and over 65 or over, you can't have over $60,000 worth of income. It can go up to 60. If you're a couple, 71,680. You would go to if you qualify for that, you would go to the Lake County Auditor's Office on the first floor, Ground Point. You would bring your tax forms from 2025, and you have until December 30th of 2026. So to me, that circuit breakers really work, that they can't raise your taxes 2% or higher. So I just thought I'd tell everybody, because there was a lot of controversy online today, was this real or it wasn't? So I did call that office, and I verified that. Their number is 219-755-3120, and you push button 2, but that's the Lake County Auditor's Office. And for the way, you know, things are tight for everybody, it might work if you know somebody 65 or older. Maybe next year they'll make it more. I mean, 250 is 250, but I mean, that they can't raise your taxes 2% or higher, and it's in for perpetuity. You don't have to go every year and do this. The only way it would not work is if you did it and then you changed the deed of your house, like you left it to somebody. So I think it's worth doing. And you have till, like I said, December 30th, 2026. You can't do it online. They actually fill out the form. There's a form, and the clerk will fill it out. And you just bring your driver's license and the your taxes paid for this year, 2025. I'm sure because it shows your income. So I just thought I'd share that. I'm going to do it.
Thank you, Ms. Kerr. Ms. Sandberg, do you have anybody on, or do you have enough? No? We'll wait. We will wait for you, Ms. Broomhead.
I'm waiting.
Kathy Broomhead, 14351 West 135th Avenue, Cedar Lake.
Good evening.
All right, what is going on with Shane's Bar? The bar that's supposed to be rebuilt.
I don't want to speak out of turn, the plan commissioner and say Phil.
Somebody's got to know something.
Yeah, because they were supposed to come in with plans for.
And they never did.
And they never did.
Well, from what I understand is they were acquiring the parcel, I believe, behind it. Back then, they were waiting till, I believe, the beginning of the year, which is long since passed.
Correct.
To acquire that, and then that was gonna be additional parking. From the last thing I heard, that they were working on another parcel, but I believe that they should come in. I don't know if that's been conveyed to them yet, just for direction, because I agree that it is an eyesore in the current condition.
Yes,
I don't feel that we should be waiting around until their timing is right to keep trying to acquire things to make the parking right. They were approved for a plan.
How long do they have?
Well, it should be a year, right, Dave?
It is.
And that should be approaching soon, I think.
We need to get them back in here.
Okay.
I called and left them a couple messages with no return call as of yet, so.
Okay.
Can you reach out to their attorney? We know who that is.
I tried calling their engineer to get a different number. He said that he hadn't talked to him in a bit either, but, yeah, we can try something.
We need to get them back in here.
Yeah.
How many acres does Public Works have?
Down by the street department?
7, 8, 9, something like that. I don't know the exact figure, Ms. Broom had.
4 across the street. So is that 7 over there across the street? How many acres is the Public Works on?
I don't know offhand. I think it's like 6.7 or something.
Let's see, it's pretty close to 7 acres.
7 acres. All right. Ground walking path, who met with the contractor?
The sidewalks or the?
The town grounds, walking path, who met with the contractor?
That was a park department job, park department.
Hi, Kathy. What are you wanting to know? Who were the person with who met with the contractor? That would have been me, on behalf of the park board. It is St. John Paving.
And is this gonna be happening on May 18th, the schedule to do it?
We are scheduled to go May 18th. This has all been approved and orchestrated through the park board meetings, which you attend.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, you as well.
Mr. President, real quick, GIS has, acreage estimate, 7.893974,
Okay,
just for the record.
thank you. Anybody else? Last call for public comment.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Barb Orzi, 10290 West 138th Place. I just want to make a notation, because there's probably at least one person here that doesn't realize that in 2 weeks, we're having elections. And it's very important for people to vote. It's primary. Pick the people that you think are going to do the job best. If you're not happy with the ones that are here, you have a choice to make. You know, I don't have any complaints right now. You know, things are okay. But I come to the meetings, and this one tonight, a lot of stuff that is kind of a recurrent theme. It's patterns. It's things slipping through the cracks. Some are small things, some are pretty big things. I mean, if I had a ditch in my backyard that was falling apart and there was crap going through it, I don't think I'd be real happy. And it shouldn't go on for this long. I'm used to being in situations, places where I've lived, where if things like that go wrong, somebody's head rolls, because somebody's head rolls. And it's a difficult thing to do, but it seems to me that at some point in time, with all the stuff that's slipping through the cracks, somebody's head should roll. That's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Amber, do you have anybody online?
No.
No? Okay. That being said, public comment is now closed. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, May 19th, 2026, to follow the utility board meeting, which is at 6:30 PM. Everybody have a good evening. This meeting is adjourned at 8:50.